Welcome to the Time Machine at the New England Motorcycle Museum, back to 1979. Guys, this thing is a milestone machine right here. This is the first 4-cylinder motorcycle Yamaha ever made. Up to that point, they only had a 3-cylinder 850, and they took the knowledge gained from the 750 and 850 and put it into this one right here. This was a machine to have in 1979, over 40 years ago. They did endurance racing with this. This was Cycle World's one of the top 10 motorcycles voted by Cycle World 2 years in a row. In fact, they called this machine a Rolls-Royce with a turbocharged Hemi motor. That's what they said it was like, because it was smooth to ride with the shaft drive and 4-cylinder, but it hauled ass. This was also an endurance racing champion. It won the 2-hour, the 3-hour, and the 4-hour endurance racing championships in Europe. However, it came in second place in the 6-hour. Hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Stood the test of time pretty well. It came from the collection of 13 big bore bikes from the gentleman who just passed away. This came out of his estate. 20,534 miles. None of his bikes had miles because they all sat. It's original paint, original exhaust, original mag wheels. The bike's all original. It's all there. If you're looking for a bike to restore to brand new condition that's got a good core bike, or just a good one for a rider, well, your ships come in. Listen to this thing. Smooth, fast, and fun. Beautiful day for a ride on a classic Yamaha. Clouds in the sky, about 80 degrees here in Connecticut. Why don't we bring it up top? We'll go over the work order. By memory, I know they put a new battery in it. Mr. Lee had passed away a couple of years ago and his bikes had been sitting, so they went through, drained the fuel, rinsed out the tank, cleaned the carburetors, which is no small task on a 4-cylinder bike. Went through, changed all the fluids, and serviced the brakes. But before I speak out of turn, let's go grab the work order. Definitely an excellent core bike if you want, like I said, if you're looking for a candidate to restore or just one to ride. The good news is everything works well. The bad news is the first gear skips a little bit if you get on the throttle pretty hard. So it may need a first transmission gear, I'm not sure. But we're selling it as is. Runs good. A lot to like. Guys, looking at the work order here, we've invested a total of $3,369 and had to draw a line in the sand there. The bike had been sitting for a while and needed a fair amount of work to resurrect it. So good core bike. We figured, what the hell, let's do it. So it was in the service department for 18 hours. I'll go over what we did there. And it is in a detail shop for 16 hours. We installed the new battery in it, new plugs, 2 gallons of BP 110 non-ethanol fuel. Drain the fuel out. Ken, you want to shut it off? It's an air-cooled bike. I don't want to leave it sitting there for too long. As you can see, all the lights work on it. There was a problem with the kill switch, so we wired in a problem with the starter switch, so we added in a new starter switch. Show them where that is up on the handlebar there, Kenny. So that's the starter switch right there, because the one inside the handlebar was shorted and we couldn't get another one from Yamaha. So we serviced the brakes. I'll get into that in a second. The carbs were completely removed off the bike, dismantled, cleaned in the carb cleaning tank, and completely dismantled, rebuilt, and put back together and tuned. The fuel tank was clean. The petcock's working fine. We installed a new battery in it. Now the brakes, they removed all the brake calipers, cleaned and honed all 3 brake calipers, drained and refilled all of the brake fluid. There's a right-hand exhaust leak that they put a new exhaust gasket on. There's a little bit of a vibration coming from the exhaust. I think one of the baffles on it, or one of the chrome covers is rattling a little bit on the exhaust. I noticed that. They did repair the fuse block with new individual fuse holders, and installed the kill switch for the starter button, and then road tested it. And so it was total of 18 hours in the service department doing all that work. Then it went to the detail shop. The whole bike was bicarbonate sodium blasted, cleaned. All the aluminum in the engine and the chrome was bicarbonate sodium blasted. That was hot water steam cleaned, degreased. They repainted the frame, polished the side covers of the engine and the exhaust, all the chrome, the shocks, the wheels, all aluminum on the wheels was cleaned. The forks was cleaned to the best of our ability. You can see there is some pitting on the chrome on the forks, unfortunately. The bars were cleaned and polished. They painted the hand controls, repainted the center stand, repainted the kickstand, repainted the brake calipers, polished the fork lowers, buffed and polished the tank and side covers to the best of our ability. So that was a total of 16 hours in 2 full days in a detail shop. If you look closely, you'll see that's the original factory paint on this 44-year-old, 43-year-old motorcycle. And you can see it has some patina on it. If you zoom in here, that's the original paint. It's got a little bit of pitting on it. If you wanted to make this, I like original paint. I wouldn't mess with it. It looks good from 10 feet, has a nice shine on it. But if you wanted it perfect, you'd have to repaint it. If you wanted the chrome perfect, you'd have to replate some of the chrome. It does have a nice upgrade to the Coney shocks in the rear. The tires that are on it are holding air. They're the ones that's on there. But if you wanted to run this thing daily, I'd recommend new tires because the rear tires got dry rot on it from sitting. So the bike sat was part of a private collection for many moons. And unfortunately, he passed away. We bought the whole collection of big bore bikes, including 3 6-cylinder Kawasaki's. So in the sake of full disclosure, there is a little bit of scraping on the right side engine cover. I'm not sure how that got there. That could be replaced, of course. There's no evidence of any crash damage on this side. I don't know how that happened right there on that thing. The pegs look good. The shifter, the brake lever is good. The passenger pegs are good. Again, it's got Coney shocks. The forks are a little bit pitted, and so isn't the front fender. But she's all there. She's stock. She's original. 20,000 miles. This is, in the words of Cycle Gear again, the Rolls Royce with a turbo Hemi motor. These things haul the mail. It's the original Mad Max. The original special, XS1100 special, the first 4-cylinder motorcycle ever made by Yamaha right here.